Okay, I'm a little more awake now this morning. I'm going to explain a little more about my setup here. And honestly, I am actually in about, I don't know, 10 more days, or 2 more weeks, I'm going to go ahead and do the zebra isopods. I might video for my own sake how I'm doing it, but this is what I did here. Down here are hydro balls. Now technically these are clay balls. They let you create a reservoir. Technically, and I will do this for the zebras, you put a non-deteriorate, something that won't rust, a screen there to keep the substrate from going down in here. What I did instead, because I had gotten such a big thing of activated charcoal, because I don't know, school started and it seemed like all the medium size activated charcoal stuff was not around. I think a lot of teachers or something like that redid their fish tanks or something. I'm not certain. My choices were kind of like the stuff that you take when you inhale, or medical version of it, which it came a little pricey, or the garden version. So since I did the garden version, I have enough that I went ahead and just put a thick layer of the activated carbon here, which in its own way makes it so the reservoir still works, and that because it's clogging up and stuff like that. And decades ago, I kind of had a layered thing like that for plants. Not that I'm not great at plants, but Mom did it too. She had a better thing. Now here it's hard to tell because of the type of sphagnum moss I got. This is Canadian black gold. Let's see, I had it right here. Yeah, black gold sphagnum moss. Which was fine and cool. I got it because it was the only, I was getting other stuff from Ace Hardware's delivered to me, and it was the only sphagnum moss they had in stock, and I'm like, yeah. And I read the printed out description, and all it said was 100% sphagnum, Canadian sphagnum peat moss. I didn't look at the picture because it's like big scissor, whatever. Apparently this has an organic wetting agent that keeps it wet. I'm hoping that it's okay for animals. Oh, there's one of my things just crawled. You might not have seen it from the angle of, oh no, there's somebody right there walking around, I think. I'm trying to, oh, it's a springtail. Awesome. I was very worried about those. When I got all these, I hope that I didn't get anything else come in there. I don't know. But when I got all these, they came. I work evenings. It came right before my shift, so I put this together really fast. And when you get live stuff, you really want to check it. I need that glare to kind of go down. You really should check it, within an hour of getting it. And I didn't realize it had been delivered, so I was rushing, and I don't know, I didn't count to see if I got the full stuff. I kind of think I might not have the full amount I got, but I wanted them safe and moist and whatever, so I just made sure I had some that were alive and then got things going. But anyhow, back to the moss. It has some sort of rewetting agent, and I went to look it up just now and it won't tell you, the manufacturer doesn't tell you what it is. They just say it's an organic rewetting agent. So it's like, okay, you assholes, I hope you have not destroyed anything here. But reason there's this over here, now I have a soil mixture on the other side that specifically is for springtails and isopods, but a lot of videos that I watched on isopods and stuff said that kind of the secret of thriving isopods is to have a steep moisture gradient. So you have like a moist area, and then you have the dry area. And how they suggest doing this is having like a big pocket of sphagnum moss that goes kind of like down, and then you have the soil and the other stuff there, but that you water from the sphagnum moss and leave everything else kind of dry. So that's what I've done here. Now, going back up to, better, the elephant in the room, the dumbbell. Yeah. I did a lot of research. I mean, some people are like, I'm sure there's a few, not that anybody really watches my videos, but there are people that they'll come, the first thing they're going to go, oh, there's rust in it. This is cast iron. It's not steel. There is no nickel. There's no zinc or anything in it. It's just 100% iron, cast iron, and which makes it heavier. So it doesn't take as much room. I mean, I got something else that was heavy, but I'm like, okay, that's going to take a third of my thing up. That's not going to help. I mean, granted, this stuff here is enough weight, but I needed a little bit extra. Tongs, I love her dearly, but she takes knocking things down to the most extreme challenge of any cat I've ever had. And I've had a lot of them. She once, literally, I had put a basket, an overflowing basket of clothes in the sofa chair. Not the sofa itself, but, you know, one chair in there. I had it up against the back, and it's away, and she went up there, and I saw her, watched her, you know, kind of sit around it and act like, you know, she was sizing it up. I've seen her size up stuff for pushing. And I looked at her and I told her she couldn't do it. It's like, oh, you're not going to do that, just whatever. Of course, she took that as a challenge. She squeezed herself between the sofa, because it's an overstuffed chair. Squeezed herself between the back of the chair and the basket, and then proceeded, while making eye contact with me, to use her back and all four paws to push the basket off. And I actually stood there and watched, because I was still telling her, you know, it's like, we're not going to do it. And I think I stopped her right before she totally got it off, but she actually moved that basket like 10 inches, 10, 12 inches. And it was obvious she was determined and was going to get it down. So yeah, I wanted something to make this. I'm also probably going to put something like a ledge or something like that she can't get over. Because she has something against me having terrariums. What I might do, I don't know, the little one that's wet that I showed on the other video, and that's empty, and that I might go put water in that and maybe hide it in here or stick it here. But anyhow, the stuff will be watered here. This is where I'll do the watering. Probably won't need water for about another day or two. I am using bottled water in that. Now, as far as the leaf litter, I went and ordered some. I got it from the same place I got the isopods from. And I almost did the rotting wood thing, but then I realized that I had some, we had storms, and I'm in Oklahoma. Our storms are really, really bad and hard. So I had some newly broken off dead tree stuff that came from higher up that didn't have colonies living in it. And I did accidentally, and I put it back outside, grab some stuff that had been down, and it had snails in it, and it had local, you know, native isopods in it. However, in Oklahoma, you are not allowed to collect native isopods. Besides, it seems kind of cruel for me to sterilize and kill off something's already living there when I had enough of this other stuff. I had bark down here too. But you are allowed to have imported, special isopods, just as long as they're not native, as long as they come from a reputable, breeder, pet store, whatever. So, that's how that goes. So, yeah, if you ever decide to do this stuff on your own, check your laws, because a lot of states have it. When I was looking at it, a lot of them have it where you're not allowed to take from the native population, which actually makes sense if you look into it and all that stuff. So, but these things breed pretty well. Okay, so when I go over here, this mix here is the one that, I forget everything that's in there now, but it has calcium in there. It has, I should have re-looked this up. My brain doesn't remember all the stuff. But it's a special mix that from the place that I got the isopods and the springtails from. I'm getting the zebras from another place, and I'm getting nice springtails from there too. So I did put some, because another reason why the real reason you want to have charcoal, and I made a mistake on the video that I did the other night because I was really tired. I meant to say springtails. You want some activated charcoal in there, so the springtails have something to lay their eggs on and connect to. So I sprinkled some more, I don't know if I needed to do more, but I sprinkled some of the activated charcoal up on the top of this layer, and then I dumped the springtails in, and then I put the leaf litter, and then on top of the leaf litter I dumped, this is what the type of sphagnum moss I was actually looking for. Oh, yay! Let me look closer at that. I'm just so paranoid that something, oh, those look like just regular, those are the right isopods. I found where they like hiding. Yay! Let me get, okay, cool, that makes me feel better. At least there's like 3 of them or something like that. That one just doesn't move too much. He kind of worries me. But there's others here that are running around in that, so maybe that's not a he, maybe that's a she, maybe she's gravid, i.e. pregnant. I hope so. Either way, I'm not going to move anything or open anything in here except just kind of turn things around for a while here, because I don't want to disturb things. I'm happy to see at least a little bit of them. They're supposed to be like 10 plus, but like I said, I'm not going to move. I also put eggshells. I probably should have crushed them more. I crushed them a little bit, just to give more calcium in it. I will probably, in like a week or so, add some, like, just little treat stuff, like some veggies or stuff. I have some edamame shells that I'm eating the inside, but I'm going to dry the pods, and I'll probably toss a few in there for just extra things. They eat decaying stuff and leaf litter and all that stuff, so I'm going to put a few things in there that aren't decayed yet to give them a chance to... These guys are actually more active during the day. Cool. To give them a chance to, decay the stuff they eat. I actually have some chipped wood, apple wood. But I got the stuff that's, meant for smoking meat and that. That's before I realized that I had free wood that I could sterilize. I sterilized it by putting it in an oven for about 250 degrees for an hour and a half. Because otherwise, what I was going to do, because like I said, I don't know, beginning year teachers, whatever, or maybe just families or that, or maybe it's a supply chain issue for all I know. The as many out here. I probably did get, I'm feeling better about all this. I had gotten some stuff, so, you know, I can put some rotting stuff in there and then some non-rotting stuff, and then just, you know, long-term get it go down. Especially since there's, the soil itself has enough stuff in there that, at least for the moment, to do this, and I just need to keep it up. I really wonder about that one, because it's not really moving, but everybody else is. Hopefully they're okay. I mean, it's nice that like, going, well, it had to move there, because that's not where I dumped them. It was slightly somewhere else. It's probably just not feeling well. There is, you know, transit shock for these poor guys. And I also got some good bark there. The bark's going to do well. But, whole thing of this crushed eggshells, because I like boiling eggs and eating them when it's too hot to cook. So I have I've been kind of planning this, so I have a ton of eggshells. Let's see. I was probably gonna say other stuff, but I'm just kind of chill. What else is there? I mean, okay, this, by the way, this plastic container is a plastic barrel that used to hold Oots cheese balls. And then through the top, I have a screen, and I, cut a hole in it. I'm gonna decorate, because I just don't like the blue, just kind of, the purple just on there. I mean, I like purple, but I want it to be not so quite as badly obvious. However, I am happy with this as a container, because it's clear enough that I can see stuff in there without, okay, she's moving a little bit, I think. Without disturbing or moving stuff. And this is going to be fun. This is, kind of just relaxing and stuff, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to, there's a springtail. I'm going to do my best to, either that or a smaller, actually I don't think that's a springtail, I think that's a smaller, I'm having a hard time focusing on there. I think that may be a younger isopod. Oh yeah, these are Powder Blue Isopods. They are, damn it, I want to say whatever. I should have looked it up, but I need more sleep. I've had a rough whatever, so I haven't been able to sleep well. But I will do the scientific name later, but anyhow, we'll call it Portalis for the moment, or whatever. I look at the word and I think God, I'm so brain scattered today. I think of a porculus on a castle, and that's not how you say that, but my tongue's not working. The zebras are an armadillion, so they're the ones that look more like the roly-polies that really curl up. And Laidlaw of Clint's reptile room there's a special word for curling things up, and I can't remember it to save my life now. And so the only thing I would want outside of those two, is I would like to have a cubaris. And the cubaris, one that a lot of people know, and I still think it's adorable, but I don't know if I want to just, get that. If I do get them, it's going to be later on. I don't know where I'd put the colony. Unless I put it up with next to this one here. is the rubber ducky, because when you curl up, they look like rubber ducks. I found there's there's a blue one, or that goes from blue to purple. I think they're called the little sea cubaris. They're more, I don't know, they're more intermediate isopods. I'd rather start with these here first and then consider it. So anyhow, I don't know how many videos I'm going to do, because I'm going to I've been doing such deep research on some of this stuff, even though I'm doing some stuff differently. Oh, about the barbell, I don't think I mentioned this. Yeah, my brain's double checking stuff all the time. It is also coated with an enamel coating, a baked enamel coating. So it's basically covered in a glass-like substance, so it's not going to rust, because I didn't drop it, so chipped it. And even rust, as long as there's not too much of it, isopods can handle rust. Ironically, people have considered, because isopods will take heavy metals out of stuff, but it affects them. It affects their life expectancy, their ability to breed. It causes all sorts of stuff. But yeah, they'll remove it from the soil. And apparently they're used for cleanup for heavy metals and stuff like that, contaminations and all this stuff. The only thing is it stays, it's not like it goes on their bodies and becomes something else. It goes on their bodies and gets coated with stuff and gets in there and carried out, but you still have the heavy metal. So when the isopod dies, unless you remove them all from the area, you still have heavy metal in the area. I think sunflowers might be a better, easier thing to use to get heavy metal out and all that stuff. But anyhow, this has been about 20 minutes or whatever. Anyhow, I'll end it here. It's just me vlogging my isopod project. That's all this is.